I'm not even kidding. I might even start crying now, but I won't. It's heartbreaking. It's really, really painful to know that people who should love you, who you expect to love you because of who they are, they don't. They don't even, it's not about love. It's about what they can get from you. Hey, chosen ones. How are you guys doing? It's been like 2 days. I've been away for 2 days and it feels like 2 years. I don't know how that works, but when I'm not doing videos daily, I honestly miss you guys so much. So I hope you're all well. And today we are here to talk about toxic family members. Yep, toxic parents, toxic siblings, toxic cousins, toxic aunties and uncles, toxic just extra family members that you would have around. And yes, I'm here to talk about it. I have many toxic family members. I think I've told you already. I may even have toxic parents. So I've experienced quite a lot. Okay, I really have. And in it all, I think that these toxic family members have had their uses, right? Everyone on this earth has a reason for being here. And they also have choice. They also have the ability to make choices for themselves, whether they choose to use what they have for good or use what they have for bad. And so, even though I have toxic family members and things, I appreciate that they are who they are. And I am not going to change them. I really can't change them. They hardly change, okay? It's about coming to accept them for who they are. And for me, it took me a really long time to even notice it. Because for so long, I was blind to who I was. I really was. I was blind to what was happening in my world, how I was being programmed and conditioned to think certain things that were not true. Until I went through my awakening, I went through a toxic marriage. Even before the toxic marriage, I had toxic relationships, okay? But they were not strong enough to kind of help me to awaken. So I guess I had to go through a very difficult and deep toxic marriage to be able to finally awaken and see reality for what it was. And I'm grateful to God for every step of the way because He has been with me every step of the way. And I know it was all for a reason. And the other thing is that if I had to do it all over again, if I had to have the parents that I have, if I was to have the family that I have, if I was to have the marriage and relationships I have, I would do it all over again. Because here I am, guys, talking to you, stronger than ever, not giving up, focused more than ever, aware more than ever, thanking God more than ever, appreciating that the Holy Spirit speaks to me more than ever. And it could only have happened through the steps that I took. Maybe it could have gone a different way. Maybe my life could have gone a different way, but it didn't. So why am I thinking about that? All I need to be is grateful for where I am today, what I have been through, how God has brought me through, and where God is taking me. Okay? And so if you have toxic members, family members, toxic parents, siblings, whatever, know that you cannot change them. But what you can change is how you interact with them, how you deal with them. Okay? It's how you accept them. Because most cases, you have to accept them for who they are. Accept them and live your life. Who cares what other people will have to say? Live your life, because toxicity is a no-no. And as soon as I awakened and I became more focused on my self-love and self-care, I realized that there was so much I was not tolerating anymore. The Anita that would say yes to everything, agree to everything, and just want peace, and is no longer. I'm no longer who I used to be. And unfortunately, it hurts them. It hurts them. And what can I say? I recently had an experience of a toxic family member just repeating a cycle. Me thinking that, this time is genuine. It's because they love me. It's because they want to spend time. It's because they want to do. And actually, it wasn't. It was because they wanted something. It was because they needed something, and they needed me to get that something. Okay? And yes, it broke my heart because I was like, gosh, why can't I have genuine people who care and love? Love is unconditional. Why can't I have that? Why didn't I have that? God, why? But guess what? God knows what he's doing. God knows why he put you in the families that he put you in. God knows why you went through everything you went through. Because you had to be molded and refined and heated up and remolded again into the diamond that you are. And so in cases where you, or in times where you think, oh, why me? Why me? Why not you? Why not you? Do you know who you are now? Do you know how you've become who you are? Because of what you went through. And it really shows who you are because you have chosen the light instead of darkness. A lot of our family members, a lot of those people who are toxic in our families have had a background which has led them to become who they are. Not only that, they probably have some spirits in them as well. They probably have some spirits in them as well, right? Some demonic spirits. But at the same time, they had a choice. At the beginning of this video, I said they had a choice. It could have been either good or bad, and they chose bad. You chose good. You are making a difference. You are encouraging people. You are lifting them up. You are making a change in this world. You are breaking, right, generational cycles. Negative, toxic generational cycles that have gone on and on and on. You are breaking them. And so the power that you hold, the power that God has bestowed on you, the power that the Holy Spirit is giving you when it's part of you, is to help you to move forward in light, move forward for God's kingdom. And not to look back and say, oh, I wish. No. Accept it, acknowledge it. And in times where you feel heartbroken and sad like I was feeling, I'm not even kidding. I might even start crying now, but I won't. It's heartbreaking. It's really, really painful to know that people who should love you, who you expect to love you because of who they are, they don't even, it's not about love. It's about what they can get from you. And it's the most heartbreaking thing ever. But feel it. Feel the sadness. Feel the pain. Feel all of that. And then carry on. Don't stop. Carry on. In times where you feel sad, acknowledge it. Feel sad. It's okay to feel sad. Okay? Can you imagine how many times Jesus felt sad? Because people were taunting him, they were spitting on him, they were doing all these things. When he knew the truth, he knew who he was. Okay? Can you imagine? And so there will be times where you'll feel challenged, you'll feel sad, you'll feel like, gosh, why? But there is a purpose. There is a purpose in the pain. Use that pain to lift yourself up and keep going because your purpose is bigger than your pain. I'll say that again. Your purpose is bigger than the pain. Leave the pain in the background. Leave it behind you and move forward because going forward, you've experienced the worst. You've been through the worst. How worse can it get? Okay? I feel that it can only get better from now on. So those feelings of like the past, hurt and all this kind of stuff, acknowledge it, but keep moving forward. Keep looking forward, not backwards. Toxic family members, you will be deceived. You'll be filled with this. Family that's toxic, there'll be a lot of deception in the family. There'll be a lot of, scapegoating, like picking on one person. There'll be a lot of, trying to play people against each other. There'll be a lot of conditions. If you give me this, I will love you. If you do this, I will love you. I will give you the love that you want. Actually, nowadays, I don't want your love. I don't need it. God's love is enough. Right? I also feel like, I think I mentioned that these toxic members have some kind of spirits in them because what happens is these people don't forget things. They don't forget things that have happened that you would think that through love or as a person they would forget and just be like, oh. And then later on they would come back and use it against you. Something which was supposed to be innocent, something which was not supposed to be held against you, they'll come back and use it against you. And I've found that in my toxic friends, my toxic family members, it's a similar thing. So that's why I feel like it must be some kind of spirit, because how do they do that? How do they remember such small things that are like, that can come back and hurt you if they use it against you? Because it's almost like it was innocent. It wasn't supposed to be something you bring back up. And why are you even thinking of it? Why haven't you forgotten it? Like, isn't that weird? Why do they remember small details and then throw it back in your face? And it's so painful. It's because it's because there are spirits working through them. And I believe it. I must say I do. Because at the end of the day, I always say we are spiritual beings, okay, in a body with a soul. And so the spiritual world is real, okay? Spirits don't have bodies unless they can find somebody to jump into, okay? For that reason, chosen ones, toxic members are to be set aside, to be given space, and you're just supposed to move forward away from them as well. You can love them from a distance. You can't change them. You didn't get to choose who your family were. You really didn't. And so now that you are aware of who they are and you can't unsee what you have seen, it's time to acknowledge it and move forward. In the midst of that, I would encourage you to give yourself grace. Give yourself grace and know that you have been through a lot. You really have. And a lot of it is so hurtful because you see other people who have had amazing families, supportive families, families that, you know, you can say, oh, my mum is my best friend and my dad is my best friend and my siblings are my best friends, and you don't experience that. You don't know what it's like. But God knows, and God will always be there for you. Release those toxic family members, chosen ones. Release them and know that they will not change. And know that everything's going to be okay. You are absolutely going to be fine, with or without them. And you may have thought you would be lonely, you wouldn't have anyone there with you, no one to support you. But you'll be surprised how many people are in your corner, how many people look to you and admire you and have not even said anything. I know somebody that I admire. I've never told her. And so can you imagine how many people admire you and have not told you? See? So you've got a lot of people in your corner already. Forget about the toxic family members. Forget about the toxic parents. Forget about the toxic siblings. Forget about them all. And focus on what you're here to do. Focus on your purpose. And everything will be amazing, chosen ones. So my name is Anita. I am so glad to have brought you this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Tell me if you've experienced what I'm experiencing. Tell me if you have toxic family members. Tell me how you're dealing with it. And tell me if you have any tips. Give me some tips, chosen ones, because yeah, the cycle continues. And you know, I've got to the point where I'm like, I'm not going to believe you anymore. I'm not going to let you use me again. I'm done. Okay. But let me know your experiences, because yeah, I'm tired. I'm really tired. But yeah, I hope you guys are keeping well. If there's something you know you need to be doing that you haven't done, chosen ones, do it. Get up and do it now, because the world needs you. The world needs to hear what you have to say. The world needs you to share your gift with them. So what are you waiting for? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.